Hello everybody, this is Court here, and welcome to a new video for you guys today. For today's video, we're going to be discussing something that I don't really feel that fully comfortable talking about, but I'm going to make the video anyway because I do feel like it would make a good video. And the reason I don't feel fully comfortable with it is because of the fact that I feel like I don't want to make as much any kind of adult-oriented content or any content that kind of relates to it a little bit, which this video is not fully adult-oriented, but it kind of is partially. And the reason I kind of want to dodge content like this is because considering how I feel other furry content creators on this platform kind of push the adult boundaries a little too much, in my opinion. That's one, and also because I myself don't feel fully comfortable doing that as much, considering how many like younger underage people watch my content. So I kind of wanted to move away from stuff like this, but I'm going to delve into it a little bit because it's a very interesting thing that I feel like I want to talk about for today's video. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about something that happened on the social media platform known as Twitter. Twitter is an interesting platform, to say the least. I don't know why. It's both a fun platform to post on, and it's also a platform of toxicity and just so much arguing and just what the fuck moments in general. And I just feel like, Twitter is just a cesspool of toxicity, drama, arguing, and hatred. But at the same time, there's some cool people on Twitter. There's some interesting stuff on Twitter. Kind of don't like the trending page, but that's another video for another time. But yes, we're going to talk about something that happened on Twitter. Recently, a lot of furries on Twitter have gotten up in arms about a tweet from a furry artist that they posted on Twitter. And this is an artist within the furry fandom that does more kind of adult-oriented content, to say the least. And recently, they posted an art piece or a drawing, kind of giving their take on how fursuits should be done. And to pull up on the screen right now exactly what the drawing piece shows, from my knowledge at least, I'm pretty much sure it's obvious, they kind of indicate when it comes to people owning fursuits or wanting to wear fursuits at conventions, particularly fursuits that are a little bit more on the bigger side, they say it is better for a actually bigger person to wear a big fursuit rather than having a smaller person put stuffing inside of their bigger fursuit. And as you can see here, they have this kind of like drawing for the fursuits, showing the one with a slimmer person with padding in it, showing it as not good, and the one fursuit with a bigger person in it showing excellent. And this caused a shitload of arguing in the comment section of this tweet. Now listen, I'm going to say one thing. Okay, before we get this riled up, before we get into the arguments of, body positivity or weight loss or things like that, or what size is deemed as acceptable, I just want to clarify. You could prefer any body type you want. You can. If you want to be 450 pounds, 500 pounds, and, that's fine. If you want to, deal with that, get diabetes, and have your foot amputated, that's also fine. If you want to be 100 pounds, 75 pounds, and be like a skeleton and, die of heart failure, that's also fine. Go for it. Just take with what you get from it. And also, if you're a little bit underweight or if you're a little bit overweight, that's fine too. It's just not extreme ends of it. You'll be fine. Just don't take it to extremes. At least, you can take it to extremes if you want to either way. Just you got to take the consequences of it. But again, that's another video for another time. I think I've already made a video on this. Also, if you prefer being super freaking muscular, then take a shit ton of steroids and, work out so much until your heart explodes or you get heart failure. And then, yeah, things are good. Do what you feel like you want to do. If you want to prefer doing whatever the fuck you want with your body or, preferring people of certain body types, that's fine. But the problem that I see with this image is the fact that a lot of people, when it comes to admiration of certain body types and things like that, and there are definitely a lot of people within the furry community that do prefer bigger body types and they admire them more. The thing that I notice when you look into the comment section with arguing, you look at this art piece, there's a lot of people who are of normal size or normal weight, and they have bigger personas, and if you want to wear those fursuits to conventions and everything, this art piece that this artist made is basically saying hey, it's not good for you to, have padding in it. Maybe it's because it's not realistic or something. So, if you're a thin person, you should have a thin character. And if you're a bigger person, then you should have a bigger character, things like that, or at least for fursuits. And this caused a lot of drama. A lot of people got pissed off, and I think rightfully so. Because again, it's kind of like goes to the whole cosplay discussion again, like, hey, can bigger people cosplay as Spider-Man, which is Spider-Man's known to be a physically fit character. Again, also, if you're a bigger person, if you want to cosplay as a character that's not big, then you can do that. You can. That's completely fine. Again, if you're a white person who wants to cosplay as a black character, you can do that. If you're a black person who wants to cosplay as a white character, you can do that. If you're an Asian person who wants to cosplay as a white character, a black character, whatever, you can do that. It's fine. If you're a man and you want to cosplay as a female character, that's fine. If you're a woman that wants to cosplay as a male character, that's fine. Now, there's two things that particularly annoy me about the person who makes this post and this art piece. Essentially, the first one is not even outside of, like the whole like weight discussion or the body positivity, like, debate and everything. It's just simply people who are like, oh, you can't cosplay as this, or you can't express yourself this way because it's not how you are outside of the character, things like that. Like, again, it's like, oh, if you're not this certain way with your physical appearance, you can't pretend to be this character or this thing or whatever, or you can't do this. People, again, can do whatever they want. The second thing that annoys me about this, and I kind of do see this a little bit. Now, again, like when it comes to my take on body positivity, again, no matter if you're like 50 pounds, 500 or whatever, I don't think you deserve to be treated like a piece of crap. Okay, like again, either way, you're hurting yourself and it's not good. At the same time, though, I don't think you should be called like disgusting or you're garbage or whatever. You should get help, but you're not garbage and you're just as much of a human being as anyone else. And that's the good side of body positivity. But on the bad side, though, there is kind of, like a sense of, hey, you don't have to take care of yourself in this sense or so. Again, either way, if you're too small or you're too big, goes both ways. There's issues with it on both sides. But also at the same time, though, I'm kind of like seeing something that if you look back like maybe like 10, 15 years ago where there was that whole like supermodel debate and everything, how like every teenage girl like 10, 15 years ago wanted to be like super skinny because like all the Victoria's Secret models and everything, and they would be like super tall and super thin and have like super tannish skin and everything. And that pushed a lot of girls into eating disorders, and they just, got really thin, and it was not good. And they would try to like, shame them for being like, if you're like a few pounds overweight or whatever, if you're not like super thin, and be like, oh, you're fat, you're disgusting or whatever, that's pretty screwed up. But also in this situation, you see like, with these furries that, like glorify it and everything. And again, if you prefer it that way, that's fine. But at the same time, you do see like kind of this subtle like skinny shaming or something like that, or like this subtle thin shaming where it's just like you kind of like look down upon people just because they're not big and everything. And that's wrong. Like that's wrong because every person, deserves to be accepted for how their body is, even if it's healthy or not, it's still their body. Body type doesn't indicate your value as a person. And I feel like this kind of post with this kind of mindset in it kind of goes against that and thinks that like, hey, certain other people are more desirable or important or based off of this more so than this body type or whatever. It's just very close-minded, and it's very, it's condescending as well, and it's not good. And I'm glad that a lot of people called this out. I'm pretty sure this artist isn't a bad person or whatever, but they have a really bad mindset with this, and they need to fix it. Now, to be fair, this artist did give an update being like, hey, you can do whatever you want still, that's fine. I'm not saying that a small person can't, cosplay as a bigger character or whatever. But at the same time, they were still like they put an update where it was like excellent and more excellent or something like that, or good and even more good. Even though you're saying it's acceptable, you're still kind of like putting one over the other, being condescending in a way and looking down upon people that don't share the same body type as their character or something like that. It's still wrong and everything, and I don't like that. I don't. And again, this artist, don't hate on this artist or whatever. again, like when it comes to like canceling people, I think cancel culture is stupid, and I think canceling people over small things is stupid. But at the same time, they did screw up here, and they should learn from it. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much been this video for you guys today. How do you guys feel about this whole controversy with this furry artist and this whole like discussion about like, oh, should people of different sizes fit their characters of a different size, you know, with fursuits or art or whatever? Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Let me know down in the comment section down below. If you enjoy my content and want to further help out my channel, please consider donating to me on Patreon as well as my Ko-fi. Remember to smash the like button, turn that notification bell, and subscribe all together. I have been C3Cord, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye, everyone. Okay, that was close. Okay. What the fuck?